Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to meet two very special chaps from Beretta, a company I'm sure you all know lots about. What you may not know is that in 2026, Beretta will celebrate an achievement that is unparalleled in firearms manufacturing and, dare I say it, unparalleled by almost any company, and that is its 500th birthday. This company has spent half a millennia in continuous family ownership, devoting itself to innovation in the firearms industry. Their story began on the 3rd of October, 1526, when an artist and iron maker named Bartolomeo Beretta supplied 185 barrels to the arsenal of the Republic of Venice in exchange for 296 ducats. That simple transaction sparked what would become the world's longest-standing firearms dynasty, and the company's ownership now spans 16 generations of the same family. Today, representing this extraordinary legacy, we have two of Beretta's top dogs. They are Daniele Piva, the Vice President of Business Commercial Market for Fabbrica d'Armi di Pietro Beretta, and Pietro Scovazzo, the Product Manager for Beretta's Hunting and Competition Firearms. Gentlemen, please take a seat. Together, they bridge the brand's storied past with its innovative future, overseeing products from the competition-dominating DT11, which swept the Olympic trap podium in Paris in 2024, to the revolutionary BRX-1 straight-pull rifle inspired by your military engineering. From their headquarters in Gardone Valtrompia, the same valley where Beretta has operated since the Renaissance, Piva and Scovazzo are stewarding a celebration unlike any other. Throughout 2026, Beretta is unveiling 10 unique one-off masterpieces, 7 limited edition guns, and some groundbreaking new platforms, including the AX800 Suprema and some collaborative projects with partners like Garmin. This isn't just a look back at 5 centuries, it is a window into Beretta's next 500 years. So, Daniele and Pietro, first of all, 2 questions. I suppose it isn't 500 years quite, but how long have each of you worked at Beretta?
I started in 2002 after university. I'm an engineer, and in 2002 in June I started and basically as an internship for 6 months.
Yeah.
And in that time I was also looking for some other alternatives, consultancy company, etc. Saying, okay, let's stay here a few months or a couple of years. Instead, it's 24 now and 30, so it's a long time, yeah.
And when you joined Beretta, were you interested as an engineer, interested in going into the gun trade?
I was an engineer with my father as a hunter, but I was not an hunter. I was not neither, let's say, real passionate in guns. I liked the product itself, but not for hunting purpose, and so it was quite neutral, let's say.
Yes.
And afterwards, something, more passion and more involvement in the business and the products happened.
And Pietro?
So I joined the company almost 5 years ago now. So it has been 5 intense years, I believe, and I was immediately after university again. I have done an internship over summer at Beretta previously. Then I went back studying, and then Beretta called me back. So I was in the middle of discussion with other companies, but then I joined a brand that actually is part of my passions because I was born in a family of hunters. I became eventually one of them. So for me, Beretta has always been like the go-to brand for my passion during weekends, right? So for me, it was a natural transaction to go after university in such a big brand in Italy that everyone knows.
Yes, and I don't know whether anyone in the audience has ever been to the valley in Italy where Beretta's factory is. I'm ashamed to admit that I have, but it wasn't to go to your factory. I purchased a pair of Rosinis a couple of years ago and was invited to tour their factory. But I drove past it, and what's amazing is you have And by the way, I from driving up your valley, I have the speeding ticket to prove that I was actually there. But the Beretta factory, it spans, I mean, what, half a mile? There's a bridge over the road. It's an enormous enterprise. And I guess when you walk into a place like that, and it's in the same valley that the company first crafted those barrels 500 years ago, you must just feel the tradition. I mean, what does it feel like when you walk in there every day?
So you know the way to come there, right? So
yes.
you have a second option, second opportunity. Okay, we'll fix it. No, I'm joking. We are very friend of all the gun manufacturers in the valley, so it's a very, very important district in Italy. So what you feel? Basically, you understand that there is a huge history behind. There is a lot of culture in general. On the guns, but in general about the Italian history, because 500 years is a lot. But I would highlight that there is every single day an opportunity of seeing innovation.
Yeah.
And there is this constant, eye on the future from the family first. So basically, is this very difficult to explain in combination between 500 years of history, which means roots, craftsmanship, manual capabilities of workers, super high-end skilled workers, and on the other side, high technological equipments, research and development, innovation, investment, digital.
Because one of the amazing things about that part of Italy, and I urge anyone who's interested in guns or is thinking of buying, go and visit. It's an easy jet flight to Milan. You grab a hire car, it's a couple of hours outside. All the Italian brands you see here, they come from this one tiny corner of the country, one valley. And I think historically it must have grown up there because of, there's some iron mines.
Iron mines for raw material, very simple. Second was the river for energy. And Beretta has, since now almost a century, an owned central hydraulic to produce electricity.
Yeah.
So we cover more or less 70% of our needs of energy between solar and water. And then there was already at that time skilled workers on metal parts and
Yes.
Mechanical operations.
Because gun making is a very specialized industry, and what's happened is you have whole communities where everyone works in the industry in some way.
Yeah.
If you go around the engraving rooms, there's a lot of female workers.
Stock makers.
Yeah.
And what is peculiar, again, going back to your first question, probably is that the district is there, so the know-how is really there. And anytime the family that now is a group with a lot of international companies and businesses abroad, etc., and there is always this aim to look for new markets, new opportunity from Gardone. But they always say that the kind of know-how and the culture in the valley is not possible to find anywhere else. So they want to stay there. They continue to invest in Gardone Valtrompia plant, and I'm sure that the Beretta brand will be 100% produced and designed in Gardone Valtrompia for the years to come.
And I mean, you have a huge responsibility this year. The 500th anniversary. I guess anniversaries are normally about sort of honouring your past, and you've got to honour 16 generations of the family tradition. But Beretta is a very innovative company. Most of the Berettas I see will be a sort of silver pigeon out in the field. But when I look around your stand, you've got, all sorts of extraordinary things happening. Could you talk a little about the sort of innovation that's going on at the moment?
Yes, absolutely. So we divide our product ranges in segments. So the segment drives not only the product development, but the communication around it, and of course the go-to-market activities around a certain product. At Beretta we have the main, let's say, three, and we have a couple of other ones, but we have our military segment, our commercial segment, let's say, that is divided in the hunting competition and then tactical, and then we have our crossover high-end luxury segment, which is PV selection. I personally take care of hunting and competition.
Yeah.
And of course, I always remember that all these segments, yes, they are divided, but they influence each other a lot. An example on product development could be the influence that we got from the militaries, from the military developments into the commercial market. An interesting example could be the BRX-1 straight pull rifle. It is a platform that we launched 4 years ago now, and it had a good success.
And that was a product that was developed for military use initially, and you built on that to make.
So we got huge, of course, know-how on handling, especially the testing around the product, and that was the main focus on the BRX. We wanted to enter in the big game market with obviously a rifle product, and in order to not only explain to the customer the level of engineering that went into that product, but also to prove ourselves that it was 100% safe, 100% functional, 100% reliable, we wanted to test it with NATO test. So NATO gives standards to all the military companies in order to provide the safest product, the most reliable product, and so on. On the BRX, being a commercial product, we took that same standard and we applied it into the testing. So, it went through a lot of tests, sand, cold, extreme shooting. So it went through this test just to prove to the market and to ourselves that was the way to Beretta to enter into the big game market.
And I think there's a lot of innovation happening now with some of your products. That they're no longer, you're making semi-automatic guns not out of just wood and steel, out of sort of composite.
Yes, so another example that we developed recently is the new semi-auto Waterfowl gun, AX800 Suprema. That gun was thought and developed with the Waterfowl consumer in mind.
Yeah.
So a guy that goes into the cold, rain, wind, water, salty water sometimes as well, and tries to shoot duck and geese. So terrible conditions.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, we took our experience into technopolymers, which we have because of our assault rifle, the ARX160. And with the same polymer recipe, we develop a semi-auto shotgun.
So this is a gun, if you've never seen it, I mean, it's really interesting to look at, and do go to the Beretta stand. If you're into wildfowling, and we all know that salt water is not good, is not kind to guns, this is a gun made out of a sort of polymer, and therefore it doesn't really corrode. You could stick it, you could drop it in salt water, and shove it under your hose pipe. It would be fine.
Obviously, also it doesn't require as much oil as an aluminum gun or a steel gun to function properly, and so the oil freezes. So it's being self-lubricating. It has that feature as well.
And it will put up with the foulest weather.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we stretch even more the limits on that gun. We wanted to make the most reliable and the best waterfall shotgun out there. So the barrel technology is Stellium Pro barrel technology, so the same as our DT11. The kickoff is completely redesigned, and also the gas system. Obviously, one of the downside of a gas gun is basically dirt.
Yes.
And we redesigning the gas cylinder, so where the gas leak into the piston just to cycle the gun. We improved that part, and now the gun is 46% cleaner than our previous models.
It's definitely on my shopping list. Could we also talk, for the anniversary year, you are releasing some sort of one-of-a-kind special edition firearms. I think there's 7 limited edition guns and 10 sort of anniversary ones.
One-offs.
Could you give us a little bit of a glimpse into what those products are going to be like and what makes them so special?
I'll go with the one-off, you
yes,
go with the special.
Absolutely.
Okay, so one-offs is an idea of celebrating the 500 years with one unique piece, top level on everything. First on innovation, So in all of them, we'll have some super innovative feature. Could be a caliber on a platform, could be use of very innovative material, new technology and features.
Something new.
Something new.
Yeah.
And R10, because we want to celebrate all the technical platform do we own in our product offer. So from over and under to semi to BRX to pistol to assault rifle to anti-rifle, so all the platform we have will be celebrated by having this one unique masterpiece, where in addition to the innovation, we'll put our PB touch, which means design, details, polishing, engraving. Sometimes is more technological, sometimes is more, let's say, traditional looking, but all of them will be merged in one unique piece. So technology, innovation, and tradition and PB selection touch.
And of course on the limited editions.
So the limited editions, just to explain, there's a sort of special division of Beretta that does the, what would one call it, the sort of the bespoke, some of the bespoke work and something, and that's the division that's going to make the limited edition.
Actually, the one-offs.
Right.
So the one-offs with the Pietro Beretta selection.
Yes.
They will take care of the one-offs pieces.
Yes. And the limited editions.
The limited editions are obviously they will be available worldwide.
Yeah.
We are trying with these 7 limited and special edition. We are trying to cover all our platforms again, but with editions that are unique to 2026, unique for the consumer, unique also for us, and we are trying to cover all segments and all markets and all type of consumers. We are doing, of course, something on hunting, something on tactical, something on competition, which is for sure one of the most important segment that we are trying to cover. And really what's special on them, don't want to spoiler too much around them, but we are putting the 500 years logo on them, on every single one of them.
Yes, when are they going to be sort of unveiled? What's the time?
In the next few months.
Next few months.
In the next few months.
The anniversary itself isn't till October.
Yes.
And the final thing I wanted to ask about, we've only got 5 minutes left, but before we go to questions, I went to the Olympics in Paris in 2024 and with my family, and you had quite a good games because all 3 of the Olympic trap medalists, including our very own Nathan Hales, who got gold, all 3 of them shot with Beretta DT11s. Why, to any sort of clay shots in the audience, why did Berettas perform so well at the top level, and why should they be considering dipping into their pockets to buy one?
I would say that first of all, why competition is so important in Beretta, the competition segment, is because we strongly believe that by having the level of stress professional shooters such as Nathan or Amber, to talk about our 2 English shooters, are putting on the R&D, on the production, on the quality, you're sure that you do the perfect gun.
Yeah.
So performance, reliability, and everything must be there. So this is the first reason why competition is so important in Beretta, because then you can easily translate into the hunting, right, for instance. So since many years, the Beretta family thinks that is strategic. In 1956, we won the first medal at the Olympic. Now we are 71.
Yes.
14 out of 15.
71 medals.
Yeah. 14 out of 15 in Paris. 33 won with the Beretta DT11.
The other gun makers must hate you.
It's nice to have a nice competition anyway.
Yes.
So.
So finally, I mean, we've only got a couple of minutes left, but
yeah.
Claire's got the microphone, and I expect there are a few Beretta enthusiasts in the audience. So if anyone has a question for these gents, please stick your hand up and talk loudly into the microphone.
Hello, guys. So I've got a BRX1. I've been lucky enough to have it since they were launched in the UK. And it is a great gun, and the military heritage really comes through. The fact that whether you're stalking down in the south in woodland stalking or up in the highlands, you know, it's a great gun and really reliable. But from it sounds like it's been a real success. So I'm just wondering, are you going to expand in, because I believe this was your first hunting rifle, are you going to expand into that market anymore? And if so, what might we expect to see?
I leave Pietro to explain. Just a sentence from my side is that has to be clear 100% that a hunting rifle for Beretta will be for the years to come super strategic in the hunting segment. Because hunting rifle is a trend, positive many markets, so we must follow it, and so 100% is important, and there are many things to.
Yes, thank you for your question. Of course, as I always say, with the BRX, we are just at the beginning of our journey into the rifle segment. Of course, we got a ton of experience through our military, as I explained before. But also, you know, we call Hammer Forge a lot of barrels. We got a huge experience in that. So rifle, yes, it's new to us, but it's part of our heritage, military heritage. To answer your question, yes, we are at the beginning. You will see even this year new editions, new versions, new technicalities around the BRX, looking at, well, keeping still the modularity around the platform. The modularity is not just about the consumer, but also it allows us to play with different technicalities and specification of the rifle itself. So yes, stay tuned, and you will see more and more coming.
That sounds like a promise.
Yes.
Anyone else? We are quite near to the end of our time. So, Daniele, Pietro, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great show.
Thank you.
I know it's not your first time, and I hope it won't be your last. I'm sure it won't be your last. And happy birthday.
And waiting for you in Gardone.
Yes, I'll try.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks.